right, so if you watch Fish Tank like I do, then you saw season 3 was actually incredible. I think, me personally, I think it was the best season. But then it sort of ended with a whimper. And I actually managed to sneak my way on to Fish Tank season 3. We'll talk about that in just a bit, but I've got here with me a very special guest, a guy I've been meaning to bring him on the show forever now. This fellow's name is Vinny. He was Christian in season 1 of Fish Tank. If you recall, the airsoft fatty clone Christian showed up toward the end there. Vinny, welcome to the program.
Hello.
How
you doing, buddy?
Are you happy to be here?
Oh, absolutely happy to be here.
Awesome, man. I'm happy to have you here. So, yeah, you were on the very first season of Fish Tank, which is, it's got to be kind of a crazy sort of thing because nobody knew what it was going to be. But you were on it. I mean, it was in the last couple of days, basically, right?
Yeah, I think day 37 into 38, or it could have been 38 into 39.
Yeah, it was like wasn't it during the cell challenge?
Yeah. I think it was the first cell.
It's already down to the final. The final 2 contestants, Josie and Letty, and they brought you. How did you get wrapped up in it? Like, what exactly happened?
So it started with I answered a casting call for World Peace 2, now Extreme Peace.
Oh, okay.
Sam Hyde's sketch comedy show that's supposed to be coming out sometime soon.
Right.
So I was hearing for I think 2 or 3 times that I showed up, I kept hearing him and Nick talking about this thing, Fish Tank, and what they're going to do. And I was like, this shit it sounds really cool. It sounds really like, nobody's ever done anything like that before. And I wasn't really like, up his ass about asking, like, can I be on? Can't go on yet. But,
well, they were elevating culture. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah.
Did you know at the time that you were in the middle of elevating culture, raising the cultural consciousness?
It's incredible to be included in the elevation. I mean,
Jet Neptune's done incredible things. No, I really do like Fish Tank quite a bit.
No, I love Fish Tank. Playing Jupiter's dope.
It's awesome. Playing Jupiter. So I do see there's a guy in the chat room, and now I will be straight up with you. This dude, his name's Ryan. He's retarded. This guy's straight up retarded. So I don't know if this guy is telling the truth or not, but he says that you got ripped off. What does that mean? Do you think you got ripped off?
I don't think I did really. And for season 1, I showed up, did what they had me do. I had my fill at about 25 hours in or something like that. They took like maybe a month, 2 months to pay me, but Well,
if it makes you feel any better, the winner of season 3 has not received a dime, which I think is Bert, one of the greatest internet characters to ever be introduced into the lore.
Dude.
How fucking incredible is Bert? I mean, I saw this guy. If you've never seen Fish Tank, this isn't going to make any sense to you, but Bert is a gigantic, autistic, black, gay guy with fake muscle implants. It's incredible. He walked in the first episode of season 3, and I knew instantly, this is it. This is the winner. This is the guy. He's walking away. Every season, it's some, autistic weirdo who wins. And but Bert is like murderous on top of that. He wants to rape and kill. This is not a joke. He said it.
Yeah, no.
He was
every clip I saw, it had me draw on the floor. I
was watching live from, the get-go on this one. And 20 minutes into meeting this guy, I'm watching him beat off. It's great. It's great. It's some great television. Birding off, as he calls it. And he's live right now, by the way, dishing some horrifying dirt on some Fish Tank shit. We'll talk about that in just a bit here. But he won, and I think this is bullshit because he rules. he won. You win $50,000
And he got
if you
chucked
win, and they haven't given him any money.
out of principle or whatever they claim.
There's people in the chat room saying that Sam is a scammer, and so but I don't know that that's the case. I don't know what's going on. But
I don't know.
what are your feelings about it? Because I know I've seen you say before, at the very least, that you were supposed to come back at one point or something. What happened with that?
Yeah. So that was supposed to be at the end of 2.5. I was watching in season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2, something happened in my personal life. I was supposed to get there and I just couldn't. And pretty much, and then 2.5, I was watching the whole time and I was like, damn, I hope they hit me up. You know, I texted Jet like 1 or 2 times, didn't get a response, so I'm like, whatever. I see you pulling out my profile.
Yeah, I thought people should know who I'm talking to here. You know, follow Vinny,
Yeah,
by the way, at Vin_D's nuts.
Yeah, like Vin Diesel.
Yeah, this is who we're talking to right now.
Yeah,
you remember Vinny now from season 1, right? He's the guy that looks like this.
Oh yeah, got my titties painted a beautiful Navajo mountain range.
So you were hoping to get in again, and you never heard anything, or is that what it is?
So I don't know if I should or could really go into too much detail, but like,
Well, you don't have to say anything you don't want to say, but if you do want to say it, this episode will be Pizza Fund only. We will go from the free section here over to the Pizza Fund very soon, where we'll be behind a paywall where not so many people will hear what you have to say. It'll be a little bit more of a hidden thing. So if you want to save it for that, Vinny, that's a great tease. I'd love to hear it for that. Maybe we'll talk about it when we go into the Pizza Fund. What do you say?
I'm all on board with that.
Okay, because listen, you know, I follow you on Twitter. We've been talking for a while, and I definitely saw you had. So I didn't know what it was exactly, but I definitely saw, you know, you seem to have some sort of beef with production, and I definitely took note of that, but I didn't know what it was. And then I see, you know, I've got this guy. He's in the chat. He's saying that you know, they're ripping people off, they're scammers, and that you got ripped off. So I didn't.
No, I can't say that they, and I wouldn't say that they ripped me off in any way.
You got paid. You got paid what you were.
Yeah.
You were offered and all that kind of stuff. All right. So yeah, I don't want to put it. I don't want to put out.
It's just like behind the scenes, like face to face type shit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, listen. You know, that first season 2 was fraught with you know, bizarre different things and.
I'm kind of chill with not being on season 2. Then I was watching season 2.5, and I was like, "Damn, this is actually like mad fun." And I set up. I found a couple like a coat, a hat, a couple things, and I was ready to order that shit, like $300 worth of shit, to put into a character in case they called me, and they never did.
Right.
But thankfully, I didn't buy the shit.
I got you.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm glad you're here for this though, because you watched all of season 3. You were like, you followed along with all of season 3 and you checked it all out.
It was captivating, especially on day 1, seeing that big new house.
Well, you know, I've got this weird relationship personally with FISHTANK, in that I'm a fan of FISHTANK. I enjoy it.
Me too.
And you know, all the MDE stuff, I enjoy all that stuff. There's this you know, there's this fake fucking, it's not I don't know what to even call it. It's not a rivalry or whatever, but there's so many people that you know, that assume that I dislike Sam Hyde or MDE stuff for many various reasons. It's just not true. You know, I've laughed along at that shit.
I guess because you're not overly glazing.
Well, yeah, that might be part of it. And you know, I'm sort of friends with Frank Hassel. He's been on the show before. He actually he hated me. Frank Hassel actually hated me. I didn't even know. He somehow knew who I was. Yeah, we both wound up on this live stream together one time. It was this giant stream. You know who Ethan Ralph is?
I think so.
Okay, so Ethan Ralph, he's like a giant lol cow on the internet, and there was this big meltdown with him and Mr. Medicare and Andy Worski and Matt Jarbo, all these dumb internet names. And Frank showed up on that stream, and I showed up on that stream. Now, I, of course, knew who Frank Hassel was. He's like internet famous. I'm a nobody. I show up, and Frank is like, oh, Podawful, this psycho freak. I hate this guy. Right? And I felt
from the jump.
I felt a sense of pride. I was like, that's amazing. Frank Hassel thinks I'm a psycho freak. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, but I was shocked that he knew who I was. Well, then we get to talking, and it turns out that the reason he disliked me is that one of the goons from Podawful, one of these guys I talk about on the show, is also a guy that Frank has sort of messed with in the past. And so he was like feeling protective of his guy. So we sort of came together and commiserated over that. So we're friends now. But good. But I talked to Frank during that first, which I think all this stuff is public. I'm not telling tales out of school. He talked about this before, actually. But, he had that big, if you remember, that big fight with Jet on a Twitter space. Yeah. And there was all that stuff about trying to cut Frank out of the show and all these things. It was such a weird, and I know nobody wanted to be.
I'm just really into these wings right now.
yes, exactly. Yeah. Jet Neptune.
The Maestro playing Jupiter.
Well, the way he tried to raise the public consciousness was by chowing down on wings. So anyway, I don't think anybody wanted to be, enemies or anything in that scenario. Yeah, no. But the problem I ended up having is, from like FISHTANK, people who know me, people who watch my show, when that, when that show was first coming out, when people really didn't know what it was going to be yet, but had like a vague idea of the concept, I had people coming to me all the time going, are you going to try to get on FISHTANK? Are you would you try to be a contestant? And every season that's happened too, where they're like, you should try to get on there. You should try to like fool them. In season 3, they had a guy do that. This guy, Ted, was one of the contestants. He was a fan of MDE and he snuck onto the show. They were trying not to have fans on the show because it was a big prank show. But anyway, people know that, that's like that type of show, this thing monitoring 24/7 these autistic weirdos, and it's all being this giant gaslighting prank. It's like a microcosm of what Podawful is. It's like all the things I love rolled into one concept for a stream.
So I felt kind of at home, like when I showed up, I was kind of like, you know what? I'm here. I let it sink in. I let it sizzle on me a little bit.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I would never go on. Every time people say this to me, I'm like, no, I'm not going to go on. Because the whole thing, in your case, you're in on the joke when you go. As a freeloader, you're kind of in on the joke. I mean,
Sam texted me and asked me, will you be on FISHTANK?
Right.
And I said, yes, definitely.
But even though like bad shit kind of like you're having to roll around in garbage and stuff, you went in wanting to do that. You wanted to be a part of it. But most of the people who go on there, they're the butt of the joke. Like I'm not. So when people ask me, "Are you going to try to get on there?" It's like I don't want to try to. I'm not. Who wants to try to be the butt of the joke? I don't want that.
But at the time it was like just being executed.
Right. It was still new. It was still fresh. Here's where my problem came in. So they had that big countdown for Frank Hassel. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And like they had to get a certain amount of money or whatever before Frank would show up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tried to do it with another guy named Alex Stein.
Yeah.
Now,
oh, shout out Alex Stein.
Now here's the thing. I'm sure you probably like Alex Stein.
He's pretty chill.
Have you talked to
I
him?
never talked to him, though.
You never talked to
Nah,
him.
he follows me, and I appreciate that.
I used to be friends with Alex Stein.
Really?
Before FISHTANK.
I'm not aware of this lore.
Before he blew up, before the AOC thing, he and I were, internet acquaintances. And I had been on his podcast. He was going to come on mine. And then we had this big falling out.
Oh, shit.
And it was all over a simple misunderstanding. And that misunderstanding was that Alex Stein, the self-proclaimed king of trolls, was afraid to come on Podawful because he was afraid of being the butt of the joke. Exactly why I would never go on a show like FISHTANK.
I mean, at the time, I swallowed my pride, and I was happy to be asked to be in something. But, as soon as I showed up, they hit me with for $500, let both of these girls fucking punch you in the gut. The second I showed up, the second they turned on the lights.
Yeah. So Alex goes on there, and Alex goes on there, and I've already got this history with him where he had threatened to sue me.
Holy shit.
And to send bounty hunters to my parents' house. Okay. It's a crazy mixed up story.
What?
My audience knows it. This is all true. And he wasn't kidding.
I'm not aware of this.
Yeah, dude, it's psycho. It's psycho. Now, here's the thing. I think this kind of stuff is funny and fun.
Yeah.
But, you don't get to just get away with it. Like, I can't, I got to be able to hit you back if you do something. It's not mean-spirited on my part. It's like it's just the way the internet is. And so when Alex went on FISHTANK, we used that as an opportunity. He was blocking me at every turn. He literally blocked every single person who followed me on Twitter.
Jeez.
That's how bad it was. So now, Vinny, Alex is on a 24-hour stream where you can send in super chats, basically, and say anything you want to him.
Oh, I see.
So we started sending in stuff that we knew that he would know what it meant and who it's from, and mention Podawful, which was not against the rules. Other people had done it too. They had shouted out their own thing and stuff like that, which I would not have done other than to bother Alex Stein. I was not using it as a platform to get my name out there. It was literally just to mess with Alex. You had to be Alex to even know what we were talking about. We got a few of these through, and then at a certain point, Alex got very mad about it. If you're watching during season 1, there's a moment where he got so mad that he went down into the basement to talk to the production crew. And after he finally came back up about 45 minutes later, I was banned I had a paid account on FISHTANK. I was banned from the website. They had removed my paid account, and no mention of Podawful to this day is allowed in any of the TTS into FISHTANK. And then on top of that, Jet Neptune blocked me on Twitter. And it's easy to forget this.
He blocked me too, literally out of nowhere.
He blocked what? You're blocked by Jet Neptune?
Yeah, literally. We're all we're talking in good faith. Yeah, everything's chill. We're talking at the party. Oh, dude, you're part of the show. We really appreciate you. All this nice stuff. And just I guess I texted, I tweeted, I drunk tweeted a couple too many times. He just decided to block me. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Well,
I'm not gonna beg. Can you unblock me? Whatever.
I talked to Frank about this sort of thing because of their little blow up with each other. And he said, and this is what I thought anyway, but he said, like, Jet's under a lot of pressure. He's got a lot of people. Frank understood even at the time, like, Jet is being gay, but there is like a fairly decent reason for it. So I kind of, I let it slide. It doesn't bother me. Turkey Tom also blocked me on Twitter after that as well, because Turkey Tom was also at FISHTANK during this time. That was kind of a weird one. But anyway, I got blocked by these guys, right? So I have this very strange relationship with him. A couple weeks later, Jet Neptune decided to do a thing where he unblocked everybody he had blocked before. Like, basically saying, and I thought this was kind of cool of him, basically saying, like, I was being kind of gay, blocking people. And so I'm just going to
show of good faith.
Show of good faith. He unblocked everybody. So I tweeted to him. And here's the thing. This is easy to forget. Before FISHTANK, in the MDE sphere, people did not like Jet. They thought they called all of Sam's guys the Zoomers and said he sucks and he's talentless.
I'm a long-term follower of all of MD's shit.
Yeah. Well, I knew that Jet had worked on some other internet stuff before that. And and I'm a fan of that stuff. So long before his involvement with MDE, I knew who he was, and I defended. There's a clip of me on this show saying, you guys aren't going to buy this. This is before he blocked me. You guys aren't going to believe this, but Jet Neptune is good. And nobody thinks this but me, but Jet Neptune is good. And then he blocks me, right? So then he unblocks everybody, and I reply to him, and I say, Jet, thank you so much for specifically unblocking me. That was so nice of you. I know that this was just for me. And he responded to me and said, oh, no, wait, actually, you suck. I hate you. And he re-blocked me after that. So that's a true story. Now, I've never been told why. I've never been given a direct answer on any of this, Vinny. But I believe it is all just because of Alex Stein and my back and forth with Alex. So, with that in mind, I used Alex Stein to sneak my way onto FISHTANK Season 3. And we're going to talk about it. I posted the clip a long time ago, but I've never talked about it on the show. So we're going to go over that. We're going to talk about all of the other Season 3 stuff. And maybe the craziest part of all, during Season 3, because of FISHTANK, I somehow wound up in a legal battle with the mother of a child drag queen that some of you may remember from a few years ago, named Desmond is Amazing. You know what I'm talking about, Vinny?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's like a huge controversy where they're dragging this kid around, literally dragging this kid around and making him dress up like a girl and drugging him.
Which I want to say is disgusting.
Yeah, well, we'll take a look. People will get to see for themselves just how disgusting it is. But I had to deal with his mom because of FISHTANK. This is a real story. But that's again, insane. Yeah, it's nuts. You're not going to believe this. This episode is, though, Pizza Fund only. Join the Pizza Fund, Podawful.pizza, the Piranhas level, and you can watch this entire thing. We got a little bit more free stuff for you here for just another minute or two. But you can watch it over at Podawful.pizza. Take a look, Podawful.pizza.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza.
Pizza.
Podawful.pizza.
Pizza.
All right, so we'll start with the Alex Stein stuff and get into the deeper, more less YouTube-friendly things in just a bit. By the way, you can call into the show tonight over at podawful.com/cult. Just join our call-in line, or some of you even have access to just jump on air. If you have anything you want to jump in on about Fish Tank, I'm willing to hear it. We're just talking Fish Tank. So thank you, Vinny, for being here. And this
thank you for having me.
is Podawful. Here we go. All right, welcome everybody officially to the show. Long intro, really long intro. That was kind of a lot of intro, Vinny. I got to be honest. Maybe I went a little over the top with all the introing. But happy to be here. I'm your host, Jesse P.S. This is Podawful. We're live. Podawful.tv, Podawful.pizza. They're saying in the chat room you made fun of his boy, Turkey Carved That Turkey Tom. Too. So yeah, it might be Jet also didn't like me because I did also make fun of Turkey Tom. Somebody says, I'm going to take a guess and say there is no father in the amazing Desmond household. No, no. You know what's worse than there being no father? There being a father.
There is a father.
There is a fucking father. What else are they saying in the chat room? What a fool. Graphics are insane. Up fingers. Piranhas level. Yeah, join the Piranhas level to watch this full episode. No, it's not the $20 level for access to this one. Although we will be having a Podawful World War all about Alex Stein coming up very soon. Maybe even at the end of this week. I haven't decided yet. But we do need to cover it. I got a real back catalog of Alex Stein stuff that we got to go over here soon. So what did you think of season 3, Vinny?
I thought it was innovative. I thought it was kind of, something very different from the first 2 or 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
2.5 was different enough, but from the small, cozy, lived in season 2, and then like the white walls and cheap wood floor in season 1. This big, beautiful, damn near. I think it is a mansion for season 3.
Oh yeah, for sure it is. Yeah,
it's just. I almost wanted to watch even if there was nobody entertaining on it, which there definitely was. But I'm not saying that.
I would say I think a lot of the characters in season 3 were very entertaining. I think a lot of ones that got shit for not being entertaining were much more entertaining than people gave them credit for.
Yeah, but some were duds.
I mean, if you really think back though to that first season that you were, not the part you were on, but in the early days, there were some boring fucking times.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of downtime.
And season 2. Season 2 had a ton of downtime. And all of those people knew what the show was and knew what they were. So it's even worse. The fact that they're not like constantly trying to be entertaining is kind of crazy since they were all secretly MDE fans and all that.
Yeah. That was kind of my case. I wanted to be as entertaining as I could, but also to follow the character that they were telling me to portray.
Right. I thought that season 3, I think it's the best season, hands down, it's best great. Season. I think it is.
I can't decide.
I think it's the first time that Fish Tank was really what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. It felt like season 1.5 or like the actual sequel to season 1.
They found their footing finally.
Yeah.
I wasn't. You like that blood game stuff. I wasn't into that. I didn't really watch that stuff. That's not my kind of bag. But
it looked fun. It looked pretty cool.
I definitely get why some people would like it. It's just not my thing. So
I used to do that shit as a kid.
I could understand like people ranking that one higher.
The kids in the neighborhood and like playing as characters, and like, one kid had the biggest backyard. We get Nerf guns and shit and put on fucking hats.
You did the role play part. That's the part that puts me off. I don't like the role playing part. Okay.
Like I pulled up with these. I found this is back when Play and Trade was a thing. The game store.
Yeah.
And they had these little like Magic the Gathering or World of Warcraft, like little potion bottles. And it made my dad buy like 5 of them, and he gave them to everyone in the neighborhood. And I was like, guys, these are our health potions. You got to use this on Friday. When you're down, all you got to do is just drink from this. You could put any juice you want. You could put water.
I say not my thing. I've never even been into RPGs as like a video game. Like I've not. Yeah. It's just really other than Pokemon, I guess, when I was a kid. But I really don't like playing pretend with other adults. Something about it is a little off-putting.
This was like 8 to 12 or 11. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I'm not saying you do it now.
Like in high school or now.
I'm not saying that. But anyway, so season 3, I think, is what that show is meant to be. I think that's what I think it needs to always be. People have no clue what they're walking into, and a big twist reveal kind of thing. And I know they're probably thinking that they can't do that every time again. I will say that where they drop the ball, and again, here's the thing about season 3. The highs were incredibly high, and the lows were incredibly low. And I would instantly forgive it for that. And I would have no criticism if it weren't for the fact that I think that the lows were all brought upon by them just kind of giving up. There's a lot of moments. There's a lot of it. Like I understand doing that every once in a while. In fact, you should do it sometimes. Something's not working, drop it as soon as possible. But they just gave up on premises left and fucking right and gave it no chance. Shocking, yeah. And probably one of the worst counts of that, although supposedly part of them dropping this is because of whatever happened with the house where they were no longer allowed to use it. The entire ending or something. The entire ending of the show being on the road, obviously that sucked, but they knew it sucked. It's like, it was unwatchable. They weren't prepared for it.
If you say it, fuck you, and I'll block you.
Okay. Well, yeah. I would never say this. I would never say this to Jet. Obviously, I wouldn't want to get blocked twice. But I don't think they elevated the culture during.
I've already been told to fuck off. So
during the last 2 or 3 weeks of the show, I'm not sure how elevated the culture got. Although some of it was very like when the stream worked. That ending, the ending was amazing. Leaving Bert out in the desert and all that with the giant check that says $0. Like, it's all very funny. But
that was
probably my favorite part of the show. It's a lot of people's least favorite part of this season was when they said, okay, we're doing famous. The whole premise was that they told these people they were on Famous House. It was great. And so everybody's acting like it's a real reality show. That's what you want. And then you slowly devolve it into Fish Tank, and Frank shows up, and the craziest, most insane shit ever all happens all at once in this like typhoon of nonsense. And then they pull the rug out from under him and go, okay, you're on Fish Tank, and now we're going to bring in a bunch of new people, and you're going to gaslight them into thinking they're on Famous House. And I thought that was like a genius move. I thought that was going to be incredibly entertaining. They bring in way too many new people, which is probably part of the problem. They probably should have pared it down a little bit. But then they bailed on the bit super early. And I don't know the reasons for it, but I feel like they could have stretched it out a little longer. Well, anyway, during that part, and this is a problem, by the way, I think for all of the seasons. Okay, you want to bring on Alex Stein, fine. You should bring him on before Frank Hassel. Frank Hassel is like this force of nature. He's not a human being. And, you know, if you think Alex Stein is funny and you like what he contributes to the seasons, he seems to be a very divisive character amongst Fish Tank fans, because I've seen a lot of people talk negatively about him. Most people said this season was the first time he made them laugh. And I think it's pretty clear it's because he was messing with Bert the whole time, the big autistic guy. Like, he was being gay with him. But it's like Frank had already done that. Frank Hassel was so fucking funny on this season. Yeah. The entire bit with him was that he was becoming boyfriends with Bert. And, and they almost kissed several times. And Bert smelled his shoe. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I was dying. My wife and I were watching it, dying laughing at this stuff. Everybody in my Discord watching it, dying laughing at this. I had to keep telling people who watch my show had like given up on Fish Tank. And I was like, you got to watch. There's this guy called Bert. I needed them to understand. I was like, he's like everybody we make fun of rolled into one. It's amazing. He's incredible. You have to watch Fish Tank. So Alex Stein shows up. Frank's already done some of the funniest shit ever with Bert. And then Alex is just kind of doing that same stuff again.
Yeah.
And he's there during this Famous House 2.0 part of everything, which is already this awkward stage. Anyway, that's the setup for what you're about to see here. Check this out. So the story here is 4 of the contestants that you're going to see here are in on the bit. They know what's happening. They're the original actual contestants. And everybody else, all these other people, are random people who think they're on a real reality show. And the craziest part is the people they brought on for the second part of this are even more vile. They're like worse than the original people. They instantly all start hooking up with each other and like getting into trouble and starting fight. I mean, it's like it became a real reality show.
Yeah.
It really did. It was like it was great. It was like watching Jersey Shore or, you know, The Real World.
They knocked it out of the park.
It was really good.
Recommend them.
And then, of course, they got rid of all these people like the next day. It made no sense. But in this slight little moment here, again, one day in, there's this Asian girl who is hooking up with guys and girls on the show. And there's this little Italian guy named Tony. Remember Tony? Now, Tony has a girlfriend back home. Tony knows he's on the TV being filmed, and he is openly cheating on his girlfriend with this Asian chick. So Alex does a pretty funny thing here, in all honesty. Alex decides that he wants to try to get Tony's girlfriend on the phone and explain to her that Tony is cheating on her. And he gets Tony's permission to do this, which is kind of incredible because Tony, you know, that's a guy who's like, he knows he's on a show. He knows he's trying to be he's trying to be entertaining, though. That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want them to do. So Tony has given Alex his girlfriend's phone number. Alex attempted to call her. It didn't go through. Then this happens. Everybody's sitting around watching.
Why does it sound like a guy? I know.
It sounds like a guy, I know. Listen. Oh, so she's chewing too?
So he says it sounds like a guy. Now, he had just gotten a call back. He tried to call the girlfriend. He gets a call back And it's a little voice like this. And Alex says it sounds like a guy. He's suspicious.
Oh, I gotta hang out.
Oh, why does it sound like a guy?
It sounded like
both
a dude.
face shit. Like,
So the guy standing there next to Alex, that's Tony.
You think guy now?
you thought I
Yeah,
was
they're not letting us FaceTime?
This sound.
Alex is trying to FaceTime the girlfriend to prove it's really Tony's girlfriend.
That did sound like
It does sound like a guy. Yeah.
Maybe we're getting catfish. Hold on.
Aw.
So Alex knows something's up. He says maybe we're getting catfished. And he's right. He is by me. This is how I snuck on to Fish Tank, okay?
I'm the king of all trolls. None of these people are known, and I'm like known, across the world. But it is what it is.
So I have Alex's phone number. I realized not only does he have his phone while he's on this show, and remember, I can't send TTS in. We can't mess with him like that anymore. We're all sitting there watching this going, how can we sneak a TTS in? Because everything we send about Podawful gets denied. Like the crew have all been
They're on that shit.
they've been prepped for it. We were trying to do extremely esoteric references to Podawful, and they denied every single one of them. And then I would do one where it's like nothing, where it was like it meant nothing, and those would go through. So it was specifically the Podawful ones getting denied. So I realized I don't need to pay for a TTS. Alex got his phone out. I've got Alex's number. He's calling people right now. He doesn't know who they are. So Alex has just spoken to me 1 minute ago in this clip. He knows something's up, but he doesn't know what. He's trying to FaceTime me. Obviously, I cannot do that. So I'm having to hang up on him. Now we're playing call tag. Now we're going back and forth, and he's trying to figure this out. Meanwhile, and by the way, I'm in full-on panic mode during this, Vinny. I'm on my phone, like trying desperately to get through, watching the live stream. Yeah. I'm sitting literally right here with this on, right there, going, come on, get through. And then I'm seeing the FaceTime. I'm going, no. I'm like blocking the camera and everything. I'm in panic mode. Alex is in panic mode because he knows something's happening. And we're not even thinking about this. Poor fucking Tony is sitting there. This little Italian idiot is sitting there shitting his pants because he thinks that his relationship is now about to be over. So I finally made it through.
or not.
Fucking awesome.
Or unless
She doing her due diligence too.
Surprise!
Where's the cameraman? Cameraman.
Camera, we need
See, Alex is excited. He's asking somebody to come out with one of the handheld cameras. He thinks this is going to be a big moment.
this.
Went back there and disappeared.
You need this on.
You're so long.
Look at Tony just sitting there. He's like waiting for his death sentence right now. Dead man walking.
Now they're not answering?
She probably like this type shit.
It's like,
That shit. Don't be mad now.
Shiny, man.
Bert.
Oh shit. Now,
wait, now she.
So I this is because I'm also dialing Alex. So he's getting my voicemail. I'm getting his voicemail.
Oh, she now.
Now she's not answering.
I
shit,
think
she
that was
probably-
fake.
Wait, Tony,
Take
is
that.
her area code Tennessee?
I don't know how they'd have my number.
Nah, that was some.
I'm using some disposable Tennessee area code. Now, here's the most beautiful part of all of this. Tony is so stupid that he doesn't know that his girlfriend doesn't have a Tennessee area code. He should be saying right now, there's no chance that's my girlfriend. She doesn't live in Tennessee.
That number was from Tennessee that called him. So.
Oh, it wasn't her number anymore.
They also got an old black lady on the show during this part.
Who the fuck is that, yo?
It is so funny. She's the oldest person on the show. She's just like, yeah, it seems like we accidentally spliced in footage from something else.
Yeah.
Is this Alexandria?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. He says, "Is this Alexandria?"
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, girl.
Tony?
Now I see everybody's reaction there. They go, "Oh." They believe I'm a girl. I can do a fairly convincing girl voice. I don't know if I can do it right now because I'm sick, but I can do it. I think I was like, "Yes, hello." I can't hit it right now. My throat is killing me, but I can do a pretty good girl voice. So you can see they're all kind of sitting at attention. They're perking up here. They're like, "Oh, that's a girl." But Alex knows. And I truly believe this. I think Alex not only knows it's not a girl, I think he's specifically suspicious that it's me. I think Alex is shitting his pants right here. So Alex has put the entire.
That's awesome.
I know it ruled, dude.
It really is.
My heart was beating during this. You know what's so fun about it? And again, this is all just fun. I don't hate the guy. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
It's just funny. My voice now officially was on Fish Tank, by the way. So,
Oh yeah.
that's official. We've done it. I'm on Fish Tank. You just heard it. But the fun part for me is this entire exercise of trying to get Tony's girlfriend on the phone was to humiliate Tony, was to put Tony in a pants shitting moment. Now Alex is on the other end of the stick. The king of trolls is having to deal with it.
Hey, girl.
Tony?
He says, "Do you know Tony?"
Yeah. We got some bad news.
Isn't it Alex Stein grandma?
Oh my god. What? I don't know.
Let me play that one more time. It's a little hard to make out.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
I'll do it one more time. It's a little quiet, but I'll repeat it.
Yeah.
By the way, if I disconnect that, the
Hey, girl.
connection.
Okay, yeah, right as you said that, your connection started fucking up. So good thing you told me. All right, one more time here.
Oh.
Hey, girl.
Tony? Yeah. We got some bad news.
Isn't it Alex Stein grandma?
Oh my god.
I'm so happy it cuts to see their confused reactions because there's one guy in the room who is not confused, and his name is Alex Stein. He knows my voice. The second I flip out of the girl voice and just sound like me, and of course, what I'm starting to say there is, he says, hang on one more time. He says,
Bad news.
"We've got some bad news." And so my reply is it that Alex Stein's grandmother is a school shooter? Now,
Yeah.
I only got to the part where I said, "Sk," and then he hangs up. That's how terrified. His finger was on the hang up button, ready to go. So I didn't get it all out there, but he knew. He knew what it was. And Vinny, you probably don't know this, but Alex Stein's grandmother is the oldest school shooter ever in America.
But holy shit.
Did you know that? That's actually true. Alex Stein's grandma,
It's incredible.
Betty Stein, in 1985, at the
Good old
age
Betty Stein.
at the age of, I don't know, 65 or something. I can't remember. In her 60s,
What the fuck?
she walked over to the high school. Actually, the high school that Alex ended up going to. She walked over to that high school and she shot a child. Not a joke. Then she sued the Dallas public school system, claiming that it was their fault that she shot this child. And then, and then almost 30 years later, Alex Stein ran to be a board member on that exact same school system.
That is hilarious.
Isn't that like the craziest fucking story you've ever heard. Now, I just think that's funny. I just like it.
Yeah.
But it makes Alex really mad. So you can't bring up his school. Yeah. Now, if it was me, I'd go like, "Oh, that's awesome. My grandma's a school shooter. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that like the funniest thing ever?" If you found that, by the way, when you find out Alex Stein's grandma is a school shooter, at first you go, "What?" Then you go, "You're lying. That's a joke." And then you go, "Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously?" If you found out my grandma was a school shooter, you'd go, "Yeah, that makes sense. I looked at you. I could believe that. Yeah, that seems like that's right." So yeah, Alex is very upset. Everyone in the room is completely confused now. By the way, and this is where I fucked up. And I didn't mean to do this at all. I had not been watching for very long before this moment. I didn't know that Alex was going by a different name on the show. So I've also accidentally just ruined a giant prank, a giant gaslight that they're pulling, because he was going by the name Alex Diamond, I think. What was it, Vinny?
I think so. Diamond or Silver, Alex Silver, or some shit.
Something like
Silverstein.
Something slightly more Jewish than Alex Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was going by Diamond. And I've just said Alex Stein. And now people are like, huh. And there's even one guy there. He's just off camera here. This dude right here. He's from Dallas. So he knows who Alex is, and he's keeping it quiet. But now he's heard somebody on the phone say Alex Stein. And so if there was any doubt in his mind, it's gone now. Because he's like, oh, yeah, that's the AOC guy. Totally. I knew it. So all of them are like, what the fuck? Now, I am not the type of person to ruin other people's trolls. Certainly not on a show that I enjoy watching. So I felt bad afterward. Like when I was told that I kind of fucked up the bit after that, I was like, oh shit. that was not my intention. I would not have said Alex Stein.
House of Cards.
Yeah. So, but then the funniest fucking thing ever happens. I couldn't believe this. Watch this.
Oh my god. What the fuck? I don't know. It's not the real girl.
Who's that?
What the fuck? Maybe she's alive.
Yeah,
that was her voice, though.
So Alex says that's not the real girl. Tony, the boyfriend, says that was her voice, though. That was my voice. So
what a dumb motherfucker.
So how blown away am I that I found out I'm the girlfriend of this fucking Italian guy?
I'm a killer gorilla.
He's convinced I sound exactly like his girlfriend. That's why he's fucking shitting bullets.
That fucking Sicilian bastard.
Now they all think that was really his girlfriend, even though they heard a male voice, which is the real reason they're freaking out here. So here's what happened. And this was completely unintentional on my part. So I'm just trying to troll Alex Stein. Then I accidentally ruin the fish tank troll. But then on top of that, I made something even funnier happen. Everyone in there is now convinced that not only was that Tony's actual girlfriend who just called, but that she's with another guy. And so it was actually his girlfriend talking at first. And then I, as the other guy, jump on the phone and go, hey, yeah, fuck you. I'm fucking your girlfriend. I had people tweeting at me after this because I said that was me. I tweeted out that was me on that phone call. And I had like random fish tank fans who don't know who I am saying, what are you doing with Tony's girlfriend? Are you you're actually with Tony's girlfriend right now? You're fucking her? And I didn't realize that's what people were thinking. So I was like, yes, I am. And fucking Tony now believes his girlfriend's been cheating on him while he's stuck inside this house. An amazing series of events.
Incredible. The maestro.
Absolutely incredible. All right, let's switch over to the
I kneel
Pizza
to thee.
Fund. We're going to go over to the Pizza Fund. See you guys there. Podawful.pizza. I'm going to rejigger the website here, and it should pop up in just a second. So if you're already at podawful.tv, you'll just hit refresh, and it should work. Join it, podawful.pizza. See you there.
Sorry, nigga. I'm Tom Gully, and you're watching Is This Live, the show
This content right here
on the Podawful TV network.
is Pizza Fun's own.
Podawful.pizza.
This shit is beefer. You're listening to Howdy Do with J. Crew.
Podawful.pizza.
We got shooters
Live,
in
the
these streets.
show.
Okay, that was a fucking mess. Oh my God. I think I've done it.